My phone buzzed at 6:03 a.m., 5 words that detonated like shrapnel, holidays packed. Try next year. No call, no warmth, just the soft click of a door I'd been leaning against my whole life. I'm Lila Harper, 34, the spare part in a family of heirlooms. Portland rain hissed against my condo window while I typed back, "Cool, I'm good," and meant every syllable like a blade. They never knew I'd already bought the deed to Willow Creek Lodge, for 100 acres of Montana silence, for 7 figures I'd earned while they were busy polishing their own legend. Dad, Victor, the shipping magnate who still calls me kiddo like I'm 12. Mom, Celeste, whose holiday spreads belong in glossy catalogs. Golden sister Claire, who arranges seating charts the way generals move troops. And gentle Levi, my brother, who apologizes for breathing too loud. Every Thanksgiving since I outgrew the plastic kiddie table, I'd been handed the wobbly card table in the hallway, paper plate, lukewarm gravy, the leg shimmying whenever I reached for salt. Stanford Merit Scholarship? Dad texted, impressive, but stay local like Claire. When my AI logistics firm cashed out for 9 figures, he sent a thumbs-up emoji. Progress, I guess. That morning, the rejection didn't sting, it ignited. I stared at the lodge blueprints pinned above my desk, wraparound porch, great hall with beams thick as redwoods, a kitchen built for armies. I whispered to the empty room, fine. I'll seat the world. I called Levi. His sigh arrived before his voice. It's just immediate family this year, Lila. Small. Small. The word tasted like exile. I hung up, jaw locked, and messaged my COO, alert the valley. We're feeding whoever shows. By noon, semis rolled in with industrial ovens. By dusk, the local pastor had texted every shelter within 100 miles. Thanksgiving Eve, snow swallowed the mountains. I stood on the lodge porch in borrowed boots, breath fogging, watching headlights crawl up the switchback like fireflies. Inside, strangers became symphony, a retired chef named Dolores barking orders at gravy, a trucker named Boone hauling in 50-pound flour sacks, med students stringing Edison bulbs until the rafters dripped gold. The air smelled of yeast and pine and something fiercer, belonging. I carved a single chair from lodgepole pine, sanded it smooth, burned the words into the backrest, for the unseen. I set it at the head of the longest table, a dare and a promise. Dawn broke silver. 200 souls stamped snow from their boots. A widow named Ruth arrived clutching a casserole like a life raft. A veteran, Harlan, stood in the doorway until I pulled out the carved chair. That for me? He asked, voice gravel. Tonight it is, I said. He sat like a king reclaiming a throne. Plates clinked, stories spilled. Harlan stood mid-meal, glass trembling. Haven't broken bread with anyone since Kabul, he said. The room stilled. Tonight my ghosts are quiet. Applause thundered against the beams. Someone snapped a photo, me behind the table, candlelight catching every tear-streaked grin, and posted, if your blood says no room, Montana says come anyway. By morning it had 1 million hearts. Then my phone erupted. Dad, you humiliated us. Mom, people think we're monsters. Claire, always the drama queen. I let it ring until Aunt Ruth, Dad's sister, the family's only honest mirror, snatched the phone. Victor, you built a table for 4 and act shocked the 5th chair's empty. Lila just built a cathedral. Be grateful, not petty. Silence crackled like ice on a tin roof. I finally answered. You said the table was full. You were right, just not yours. Snow kept falling, erasing tire tracks, writing a clean page. A week later, my parents arrived alone, no entourage, no excuses. We sat at the scarred kitchen island. I poured coffee, let the quiet stretch until it snapped. You didn't lose me when I left, I said. You lost me every time you measured love in square footage. Mom's tears hit the wood like rain. Dad stared at the carved chair I'd moved to the corner. For once, no defense rose to his lips. When they drove away, Mom paused on the porch. You made room for the whole world, Lila. I nodded. The door shut soft as forgiveness. Next fall, the sign went up, Willow Creek Open Table, every Thanksgiving. Lanterns glow, tables stretch, the carved chair waits. Some years I claim it. Most years a stranger does. And every time I look up, I see the same truth glowing in their eyes. The table was never full until we decided who belonged. If you've ever been handed crumbs and built a banquet instead, tell me where you're watching from. Hit subscribe. Next year, there's always room.